We are live, finally. My word, it has been a crazy technical world that I've been trying to sort out for the past few days and the last hour. But we're here now. Resilience always wins. No wonder why they said grit is what it takes to make it's what it takes for someone to succeed because there would be obstacles, there would be challenges, there would be millions of reasons why you should not get something done. But when you are resilient, when you have grit, you would, by all means, find a way because where there's a will, there's a way. So, welcome to episode 3 of On the Room with Solace. Yeah, it's been a hot minute. I was supposed to go on live every single day. Well, Monday was the problem, Tuesday was the problem, Wednesday, but we're here today. And that's what matters. We're here today. So, welcome everyone. I missed you. And I hope y'all missed me too. So, today we're talking about something very fundamental. Like, it is the basis of everything. And it is the renting trap, right? One thing you should know about this, one thing you should know about yourself as a senior professional woman is this, that the greatest asset you have is not your house, is not your portfolio, it's not the stocks that you have in the market, it's not your life insurance or health insurance. None of those things. It's not your car. None of those things. No, it's not even your business. Yeah, it's not even your. Even if you have a business, it's not even your business. It's not your high-paying job. It's none of those things. The greatest asset you have is your brain. Okay? Your brain is worth so much more than you actually give it credit for. Your brain has stood the test of time, challenges, trials, pain, obstacles, and has and through years of cultivation and years of repetition in one specific industry, your brain has become a master at simplifying complex tasks to a basic individual to something so streamlined and accurate that you actually come close to a machine. You actually come close to perfection because spending 10, 15, 20, sometimes even 30 years doing one single task over and over and over and over again, you're bound to get good at it. Okay, you're bound to get exceptionally good at it. And this means that your brain has wired to become a machine, has become to become this asset that is able to execute upon a task so efficiently, effectively, all the other types of leads, so that the outcome of it is perfection. And the funny thing is this, your job that you're currently in, your high paying job, your dream career that you're currently in, is not compensating you enough for the years of 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 deliberate effort, deliberate emphasis on the craftsmanship of your brain. So now you fall into the renting trap. And the renting trap is simple. The renting trap is basically when you are trading your time for money. You're trading your expertise for money. So instead of you operating from a place of sovereignty, you you operating from a place of limitations. And God has called you to more than your limitations. God has called you to more than your brain actually allows you to think that you've done this so often. You become so good at what you do that you underestimate the power that your brain possesses. That your brain has, like, because of constantly being paid at a certain rate, or for an hour or per month or whatever the the package is for your monthly payments and bonuses and all those things. Your brain starts to think that 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 price set that has been set by your organization based on their budgets, by the way, is what your expertise is worth, is what your skills, your training, your hard work, what you are worth. But that's not true. It's time for us to actually like separate the two, and let's not base our value, let's not base what we worth, let's not base who we are as people and the years of accumulating great skills based on the capped payment that organizations set based on their budget, based on what they think the organization can be able to pay you for what you are able to do for them in order to achieve this amount of goals, like, that are set for you. So I have on my slide here that you do not need more proof of expertise. You need ownership of the method, container, and the value it creates. So you, from renting your mind to owning your own intellectual property. So right now in your day-to-day job, you're renting your mind. You're borrowing your mind for a certain amount of hours. You have to be there. You become the fixer. You have to be there in order to execute on a specific task, because if it's not done, if you are not there to get it done, then you're not able people are not able to get the results that you usually bring. And that's so, like, that is so sad. Like, why must you always be like, you actually get to a point where, like, if I'm not around, this operation is not gonna work. You become the fixer. You become you become the operator where you are renting. So the difference between the operator and being sovereign is, number one, the operator is renting, and sovereign is you owning. The operator trades time for money, and being sovereign means your system is your equity, and you put in systems around the way you execute on tasks so that it can work without you being in the picture. And the operator has a linear income. How much you're able to earn is capped because your time, your energy is limited. Your time and energy are limited resources that has a ceiling to it. However, when you are able to put systems into place that scale without you in the picture, now that's how we build in assets. Now that's how we build in legacies. And I keep on telling my clients that this God is the God of systems and order. And He's called you to have systems and order of your own so that you can live up to what you know so dearly and sincerely in your heart that you are meant to do. So instead of working in a container, in a system that has been created for you to perform well in it, to produce results that the organization wants from you, you start that the organization wants from you, you start realizing that, hey, I am being burnt out all the time. I do not have the joy that I used to have when I first started in this field. Like, it's not bringing me joy anymore. I'm not able to focus on purpose driven work anymore. It's draining me, it's tasking. And indeed it is, because you are one person. But what if I told you that systems are able to make you replicate how your brain operates? So with an operator, you are the fixer, but with the sovereign framework, you are the architect. You are able to see a problem, design a blueprint, and hand over this blueprint to an organization for them to implement on this, because you've had years doing this over and over again. You are able to automate it by simply just being the architect. And the beautiful thing about this is this: it's scalable, it's profitable, and that's your high ticket. That's your high ticket offer. So with Solarity, when you're working with us, when you're working with me, this is what we do. We start every single thing that we do starts from identity, the B. So the 90-day architecture is this: be, do, own. So it's simple. In every great thing that you want to build, I believe that anything that you want to build should start from identity. And your identity stems from: what are your beliefs in yourself? Who are you actually when the title is stripped away from you? When the name of the company is stripped away from you? I had a client tell me that when when she left her company and and traveled to another country to work, she went from a very high position and became a foreigner in another country. And because of that, all the doors that she had access to being in that company here in South Africa just closed on her. And it was a huge company. It just closed on her because she moved out from this environment and went to another environment. And in this environment, that the new environment she's in the new country, she's bringing hundreds and thousands worth of income in her business, in the organization, but they're not paying her bonuses. They're paying her way below her her worth. She's feeling burnt out. It's affecting her entire life, to the point that it's even affecting her marriage. It's affecting her life. It's affecting literally everything around her, because she went from this person who was so sought after, who had the opportunities, who had the name, who had everything, to migrating to another country and just starting at the bottom, and it's just wrecking her life. But now she's placed her entire worth. She's helped so many people achieve great things within the company, but yet she's not being recognized for her achievements. There are so many professional women out there like her who bring so much value to an organization, who bring so much value to a community, who bring so much value to an environment, yet they are not appreciated sometimes. Number one, they are not seen, they are seen as minorities, they are seen as they probably not even worth to earn this amount of money. And even if they are earning the amount of money, the amount of workload that is placed upon them, they don't have any time for anything else apart from work. That when they're not even at work physically, their mental capacity is so occupied with work that they cannot be fully present for family. They cannot be fully present for their children. They cannot be fully present for their marriage, in their community. They cannot be fully present for what they love and actually love and enjoy doing and spending time with. The money can be there, but your joy, your peace, your sanity is traded in for that. And the question is it worth it? If it's worth it for you, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those who are sitting back and like, this is not worth it. There has to be a way. And there is a way. There is certainly a way out of this literal cycle. A cycle that is so vicious. A cycle that has no mercy for anyone at all. And when you're caught in this cycle, it can bring so much damage to your self esteem, to your worth, to your identity, to your mind, to your family, to your home, to your future. It brings so much damage to you that you start questioning your entire existence, that you start questioning if you truly even belong. You become a stranger, you become a ghost in your own home. in your own life. You become a shell of yourself. But it doesn't have to be so, especially when you're sitting on 10, 15, 30 plus years of experience. That alone should be worth more than anything when the right systems are put into place. So be, do, own. Do from hourly to productize, high ticket delivery engine. We extract your IP, we productize it, and we hand you over the blueprint within 7 days so that you can see the steps of how your offer is going to look like, how you're going to implement on you, how you're going to create what you know, how you do it, your personality, your style, how you engage, how you execute. All that is now placed into a container that can be executed and produce the same results without you. But obviously, when you're building something, it comes with tweaks here and there. But it's it will become perfect within a couple of months. Trust me, it always does. Then own from income to equity. So now license assets and IP protection. Then we go through the whole process of trademarking, licensing. It's a whole journey that I want to go deeper into on the 20th of May in our beyond the impact beyond the boardroom webinar. And I want all those who identify and see themselves as, I have so much in my hands that I know and I believe that something can come from it. I want to stop renting my potential. I want to stop being overwhelmed. At the same time, make enough money to keep me running my day to day life, spend time with my family, spend time with myself, spend time with God, doing advancing the kingdom, claiming territory, because that's what God has called you to do. He's not called you to be dying and bleeding in an organization for years till you die, looking and praying for your retirement so that you can take a vacation, or like vacation should be every single day. Vacation should be every single day in the right frame of work for you. Like I enjoy what I do. Vacation is this for me. So the goal is not more effort. The goal is methodology that can be delivered, protected, and licensed. So B changes who you are in the market, how you identify yourself, your limiting beliefs. We're working all on that. What fears are holding you back? What fears have you bought into? What agreements have you bought into? What lies have they told you? Have they sold to you that you have claimed it to be your own? Because there's so much lies that we have come into agreement with that has literally become our ceiling, that has become our the voice in our head, preventing us from actually moving forward, from actually executing who we really are. We're breaking those limitations, we breaking those strongholds, we breaking them down because there are so many people waiting upon you to step out of fear and step into faith, step into order, step into strategy, step into strategic thinking, step into ownership. They want you to step up. That I sometimes tell myself that it's in fact selfish not to step out of the bubble for the next generation to know that it is possible. And in order to do that, it starts now with a single decision that I'm going to face my fears and I'm going to build something. And this, once again, just quick disclaimer, I keep on having these disclaimers. This is for those who identify as they want this. They see beyond the corporate world. They see beyond just renting, being in a beautiful bubble, a high renting system that generates money, but in exchange for their peace, in exchange for their time, in exchange for their souls, technically. And they want to get out of that rat race. They want to get out of that cycle and build something that is worth building, that they can be proud of, that it's worth what that is worth owning. They can look back at their lives and be like, wow, this belongs to me. This I have in my hands. It's mine. and it's mine because I have extracted all that is in my head. It's living rent free in my head into something productized, your high ticket offer that can scale without you being in the picture. So that's the whole point. That is what we offer. The do changes how you value, how value is delivered, and the own changes what compounds for you. So why now the sovereign execute? Why now? So like in South Africa, for example, in Africa and in globally, depending on one single source of income, is so scary these days. Like this, there's so much happening. There's so much change in the system that when you do not step into ownership in today's society, in today's world, when you do not step up into ownership and you are left behind, the consequences of it is something that I do not wish for those who have spent years, decades, decades building something so solid, yet so scared, yet too scared to step up and own it. So, relying on one local salary stream exposes your expertise to currency and market pressure. So, next thing is global leverage. Your expertise has no borders once it is codified, productized, and positioned as an IP, which is your intellectual property. Protected time. You cannot keep adding hours to your week. You need a system that compounds without you. Because, like I said, your time, your energy are limited resources. Protecting it at all costs so that you can produce the great amounts of value into the world so that you can take the time off, take the time back to learn, not learn, but like learn what you love so that you can apply it into the job, into what you're doing, so that it creates more value in society. So the South African context, but it's just generally the African context, only your IP creates global inflation resistant asset that belongs to you, not your employer. So is how that is how we that is how we are moving right now. And the IP extraction audit. Map the repeat problems you solve. Name the method hidden inside your delivery. Identify what can become a premium asset and spot what needs legal and brand protection, because there are certain things that do need legal and brand protection. And we're going to be diving into all those topics and aspects of creating your intellectual property, your high ticket offer that is scalable, that is productized, so that you are able to sit back and let that baby work for you. That's the whole point, right? So, yeah, that is it from me for today. And I just want to say this: God is calling you to more. This is the season where you tell yourself, enough is enough. We stepping up into more. Enough is enough to build someone else's dream. We stepping into more. Enough is enough of, unfortunately, being belittled, even though we have so much worth, so much valuable skills under our sleeves. We make things work as women. You make things work. The only person who can do what you do is you. And there'll be so many people who can relate to you and how you do certain things as a senior professional woman, as a professional woman. But if you don't realize that for yourself, if you do not see that in you, then how can you actually build something that is worth it? And that is what Solarity is here for. We sit with you, we speak to you, we interview you, we make you relax, we make you realize that you are worth so much more than you actually allow yourself to express. That you've kept your world so small and limited that even when I had to tell you that, oh my gosh, your brain is worth $10,000 every second, you'll be shocked. But it's only worth that amount if you are willing to show up consistently and put in the work to bring what you own to life, so that those who need that value can patronize it, can can take that with the value that you're offering them, implement it into their life so that they go from point A to point B, because that's the whole point. Transformation. You have something that is worth transforming. And until you take up that honor, until you take that ownership, until you step into that new season for you, you might never know what you are truly capable of. And you might always rent your expertise. So that's all from me today, and I hope you're taking something out of this. I will see you guys again tomorrow on live. Yeah, love you lots. And I'm so sorry I wasn't able to make it for 3 days. My bad, my bad. But yeah, we'll do better. We are doing better. Remember, grit, resilience, and the Lord. He would give you the vavavoom, the energy, the wisdom, the strength, the courage to show up for, even if it's just one person. I'm showing up not for myself alone. Yeah, I need to show up for myself to prove to myself that it's possible. But to also show up for that one person who truly needs you to show them the way in a specific area of their life. And you can only do that when you believe that you have the blueprint to do that. So, yeah, lots of love from me to you. Bye. See you tomorrow.